Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. The date is March 9, 2024. I remember a friend and a good friend and a student mentioned to me something that is quite worthwhile repeating. He said, you know, before I started training in self-defense and martial art, I was a big guy. I worked out, but whenever I took my wife and kids out, let's say we go to a movie, and let's say we were standing in line, and if someone bigger than me, one of those bodybuilder type, with biceps as big around as your body, let's say one of those guys look at me funny or just get too close to me, I immediately get really nervous because I felt threatened. I felt like if there's if we got into a fight, there's no way I could stand up against a guy with biceps as big around as my body. But now, after I've been taking self-defense and martial arts, even though I'm still a newbie, I no longer feel that way. I can look at not like I feel that I can beat them, but when those guys get too close to me or those guys look at me funny, I just look at them back. I just look at them like you're just a normal guy. Okay, I'm not scared of you. Whatever you want to do, I know I can handle myself. Now, what caused that kind of shift in confidence? It's not that this particular student is like Bruce Lee. It's not like he's suddenly developed the skills to win every single fight. No, he knows that. We know that. But this is a very common mentality. Many of you who's trained in martial art or self-defense, I'm sure, have experienced this shift in perspective, usually within the first 2 or 3 years of your training. Some, depending on the program, sometimes even sooner. So why is that? The reason is once you start actually fighting, sparring, uh, and training how to fight, learning how to throw a punch, learning how to throw a kick, you very quickly realize that those giant biceps that's as big as your torso don't do shit. Yeah, they look good. They look intimidating as heck, and they can probably do a lot. They can bicep curl like 500 pounds. But how often in a fight do you even use bicep curl motion? How often in a fight will these biceps actually come in play? If anything, they are more of a hindrance than anything else because it kills your flexibility. Look, like my bicep is nowhere as big as some of those guys, and even me, I have a hard time getting my hand to my face unless I bring my face forward, right? If I just keep my chin, keep my head back like this, I can't, I can barely touch my face because my biceps is in the way, right? So when you have big giant bicep, it doesn't help you in any kind of a fight. It doesn't matter if it's a kicking combat or like boxing or knife fighting or any kind of combat. It's not going to help you. Even grappling, you are not going to use your bicep for grappling, right? So you realize that very quickly into your training. So you are no longer scared or intimidated by giant bicep. So today, I'm going to run through this list of the top 5 most essential and useful muscle groups for you guys for fighting, for martial art. These are muscles that actually makes a difference. And when you look at guys and you see them have these bodily traits, you probably don't want to mess with them because they might be very dangerous, right? Just kidding. You can't always go by look, right? Uh, we all know that you can't always go by muscles. the person have to know what they're doing. But I'm just saying that there are muscles that might indicate the person can be very dangerous in the fight, and big biceps, not one of them. Speaking of big biceps, let's quickly point out three muscle groups, three muscles that are not very useful at all in a fight. They might look intimidating, they might look impressive, but these guys probably won't be very good at fighting, um, at least not just because of these muscles. Now, if they are good at fighting, it's because they train in something, they're expert at something. But these muscles will contribute very, very little to their fighting prowess. Number one, as we already mentioned, big bicep. Okay, totally useless in a fight. I can't even think of one instance where your bicep would come in handy in a fight, unless someone punch you on the bicep, maybe. Okay. Number two, giant pecs. Okay, giant pecs, giant chest. Is it totally useless? Well, not exactly, but it's fairly useless. It's pretty useful if someone punch you on the chest. I mean, you have some padding there, so you're not going to get your ribs directly compacted. But let me tell you this: whenever you get directly punched on the chest, the bones are the least of your worry. If I go and palm strike you on the chest or punch you on the chest, I'm not aiming to hurt your bone with my fist or with my hand. When I do this, a palm to the chest, I am aiming right for your lungs and heart, everything behind your rib cage. Having these layer of muscles here, not really going to help you that much because the shock, the impact will still go right in there, right? It will help you some. Let's say if I'm cutting at you with a knife, then having these muscles here will definitely help you not get penetrated too easily. But generally speaking, big, giant pecs not going to help you that much in a fight. They do, however, help you having good pushing power. So if you are planning on winning the fight by shoving the person away, then yeah, I guess so. I guess you might make some use of those giant pecs, but for the most part, they just look good. They make good shield if someone's cutting at you, but that's about it. Number three, six pack, eight packs, or six pack, eight pack abs. Pretty useless in a fight. Why? For the most part, people who have six packs, eight pack abs, it's not because they work out a lot. It's mostly because they don't eat a lot. It's mostly because they have very, very low body fat percentage, which means they are very light to begin with, and they don't have a lot of padding in or around their belly area. So I don't care what kind of six pack or eight pack you have. If you let me get one solid shot in, that punch is going to go right in there, mess up everything behind those six packs. Your stomach, your liver, everything, right? I have sparred and fought many, many people in my lifetime, in my martial art career. And I'm going to tell you, almost 9 out of 10, there's a rare exception, but almost 9 out of 10, the guy who look like they got 4 packs or 2 packs or no pack can take way more punishment in the body than guys that have 6 pack or 8 pack. Okay, so those 6 pack might look amazing, but they are not going to take a lot of abuse. So those are the three very common misconception on muscles that look like the guy's a good fighter. Now, let's look at the 5 muscles or muscle groups that actually do make a difference in a fight. First, and foremost, your core muscle, primarily your obliques and your lower back, right? Also, your abs. Some people say, hold on, I thought you just said six pack is no good. Yeah, I'm saying six pack is no good. I'm not saying abs are no good, right? If you have abs, the big, chunky, solid abs, that's very good, right? But you can't have that and just have a short, like you can't just have six pack showing and nothing around it to pad it. Okay? And these muscles have to be big, they have to be hard, they have to be very, very durable. Why is core strength so important in a fight? Because a lot of time when you're fighting, you need to stabilize yourself. When a person rush you, you need to be able to ground yourself. Your body can't waver. When a person grab you and pull you, you need to stand firm. And more so, a lot of movement that you do, whether it be a punch, a hook, or grab and takedown, a lot of these require rotational force in your body. And rotational force only come from your core, right? Yeah, you can rotate with your foot, you can rotate with your shoulder, but true rotational force in a fight will come from around the belly and lower back area, everything down here, okay? All the muscles around here that help you twist, help you pull, help you not to get twisted, not to get pulled. That is actually part of the secret of Johnny Tiger. I spent 11 years as a dragon boater. And those of you who don't know, when you're on a dragon boat, it's like canoeing, except you're moving like 3,000 pounds of weight, like a 2,000 pound boat, and then another 1 or 2,000 pounds of people. And you're doing a lot of rotational force while you're paddling a dragon boat. And you do that for 1 to 2 solid hours, a lot of time, no stopping whatsoever. And I did that for 11 years, a lot of time, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. This means that I unknowingly I developed extremely strong core and very, very strong rotational force. And this has given me so much advantage in combat that a lot of people have mentioned that my rotational force is extremely scary. Whether it's come from my takedown or my stopping people's forward momentum or just from throwing that big hook or kick, right? All this come from your core. So your core muscle group is the number one very important group of muscle that's going to help you in the fight. Which means next time you see someone who look like one of those strongmen in the strongman contest, they're big around the torso, big around the waist, very solid stomach, even though they don't have six pack. You probably don't want to mess with them because that usually means they have really strong, really crazy core strength and rotational force and for lifting force. Number two, leg muscles. Primarily your calves, your quad, your hamstring, your glute. Okay, why are leg muscles so important? Well, they help you run away really well. Joking aside, uh, that does help. Having good leg muscles help you run really fast. I mean that's good. But more importantly, having strong calf will help you push off the ground to any kind of forward momentum, to build any kind of forward momentum, whether it be sprinting, throwing that knee, throwing that kick, throwing that straightforward punch. Having strong calf, strong leg will help you with that because, like I mentioned so many times, when you throw a punch, a lot of times it has to come from the leg. It's your leg that propel your body forward, that ground you with the floor, with the earth beneath your feet, right? Strong leg help you kick harder, run faster, punch harder, and make you harder to move when the other person is trying to move you. And if you are on the ground fighting for your life, stronger leg will help you trap the person, like in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guard, uh, lock around their neck, all kind of stuff. All these require very strong leg muscles. So next time when you want to assess how much of a threat this person would be in a fight, don't look at the giant bicep. Look down. How big are their thighs? How big are their calves? Okay? Big size, big calf usually means this person is very dangerous in a fight. Don't mess with them. Number three, your forearm muscle. This is almost counterintuitive because a lot of people don't think about their forearm muscle. But I have been told many, many times in the past that my forearm are freakishly big comparing to a lot of people my size. Again, years of dragon boating and being blind, we use our white cane a lot when we're walking, so that contributes to the forearm is working all the time. Not to mention I do a lot of uh, lifting and how like when I do repair work, I use a like screwdriver and stuff. Oh, a lot of forearm work, right? Um, why are forearm muscles important? Because they contribute to your grip strength, your grip strength. Okay, not bicep, not pecs. Your grip strength comes straight from the forearm. And having a very good grip strength will help you hold on to your opponent, control them. If they have a knife and you need to control their arm and wrist, having that strong grip will give you an edge, right? Having big forearm muscle also means if you ever have to block with your forearm, you have a better chance to do this without your blood vessels or your vein or your artery getting injured in the process. You have more meat there. Incidentally, having strong grip also will help you in some cases in prevent conflict. I have done this many, many times in the past where some mofo or some bozo think that they want to intimidate me. And they come up and try to grab my neck or try to grab my shirt and shake me around. What you gonna do, blind guy? What you gonna do? And all I do is put my hand on their hand and tighten my grip. Like, don't do that. And that's it. That's all it takes. Okay, they're not going to pester me after that because through my grip strength, I already conveyed, do not mess with me. I can break your arm. Okay, that's all it takes. So it's a very good conflict prevention when you can, in the case of not even hurting the person, injuring the person, show them through your grip strength by putting a hand on their shoulder or on their hand or on their wrist or on their arm. Do not pursue this line of logic. Do not go for the conflict, right? Very important. So forearm muscles, it's very useful in the fight. Don't mess with people with big forearms. You guys know that already. Don't mess with lumberjacks or miners. Number four, your upper back muscles, primarily the trap, the lat, and the muscle well, back here. See, I told you flexibility is an issue, right? These are very important muscles because they help the stability and power of your upper body. When you have to throw a punch without the use of your leg. For example, let's say your legs are injured. If you are sitting in a chair or if you have to punch from the ground, the What's going to save you is your lat, throwing that punch from your lat, from your lat. Okay, it's your lat muscle that's going to generate the power for that punch, not your bicep, not your deltoid, not your pec. It's a lat. You punch forward, powering from your lat. Right? So having strong lateral, uh, strong lat muscle on the side, very important. Also, when you need to get yourself off the ground, when you have to push the person away and keep them away, your lat muscle will be the one that's engaging. Big trap muscle, one on the shoulder here, super important, especially it gives you that no neck look like Johnny Tiger. Why is a no neck look good? Because if someone try to choke you, it's very hard for them to get their hand in there. Someone try to headlock you, all you have to do is tighten your trap, and they can't get a good grip, right? When they punch you in the face, all you have to do is pull your neck down, shrug your shoulder, the tight raise those trap muscles, and that will protect you from being whiplashed. Your head won't go back, right? The trap muscles that will help you from taking damage. They're very powerful defensive muscles. Even when someone's swinging a baseball bat or something at you and hit you on the shoulder, having those traps there will help you not get your collarbone broken. So when you look at someone and try to assess their how dangerous they are, rather than looking at their chest, rather than looking at their big bicep, look at their shoulder. Look at shoulder. Do they have scary looking upper back? Do they look really wide? Do they have big lats that make them look triangular? Do they have big traps that make them look like their head just grows straight out of their body without a neck? If they do, then yes, they are probably pretty dangerous to mess with. Last but not least, number 5, in many ways, this is the most important muscle for a fight, is your cardio. Yes, talking about your heart. I don't care how big your traps are. I don't care how big how strong your core is, or how big your legs are. If you have weak heart, you are not going to win a fight, right? A couple of swings, and then you're going to be gasping for air. You're going to be down on your knees, trying not to pass out. That's not good. Okay? Having strong heart, the heart is probably the strongest and most important muscle in your body. And that is the muscle that is the most important in the fight as well. Having strong heart, I'm not even just talking about willpower. Okay? Having strong will makes a difference too. But having a strong actual heart that will keep you going and going and going, and then you get tired, and then you recover, and then you keep going again. It's going to help you in a fight, whether if you're swinging your fist, whether it's running away, whether it's keeping that knife away from your throat. Having a strong heart is going to be vital in those kind of drawn out, uh, prolonged conflict. So, to recap, the 5 muscles that are very important in a fight: leg muscles, core muscles, back, upper back muscles, forearm muscles, and your heart. Bicep, chest, six pack. Not good. Don't worry about it. Thank you for checking out today's episode. We'll be back again tomorrow for some Soul Search Sunday. For now,